Hi, Martin here from the Oz Wine Company, and welcome to the Spirited Gourmet's Wine of the Month virtual tasting. I was actually really looking forward to seeing many of you at the tasting. You know, I'm kind of a fixture at the store, I guess, after so many years, and sorry we can't do this in person, but we've got 12 fabulous bottles picked out for you that John and I settled on, and I just want to give you a quick rundown. We'll do this super quick, so you guys can get back to your shopping. Philippa Pato. This is kind of our secret weapon here. So Philippa is a bit of a rock star winemaker in Bairrada. So we're kind of north central Portugal here, and she does a fantastic bubbly here. This is a rosé bubbly wine made from Baga and Bicao grapes. These are native grapes to Bairrada in northern Portugal. This is really dry, savory, crisp, herbal, just a really good all-purpose bubbly wine to have on hand. Then we do the classics. We've got some Sancerre for you. It looks like this wine already has a bit of a following in Belmont, and I think really worth checking out if you haven't already. This is Serge Laloux Sancerre 2019, right? So this is more or less the ancestral home of Sauvignon Blanc, if you like that. It's really the most classic example of Sauvignon Blanc. So it's a very light wine, but it's big flavor, right? Very aromatic, really intense, lots of acidity, very crisp, fresh, really good seafood, shellfish kind of wine. And then we've got Chardonnay from the south of France. This is Domaine des Hommes. This is a Minervois producer. So we're in the Languedoc here, south of France, real Mediterranean climate. This is not a place that's really normally associated with Chardonnay, right? But here they have a bit of limestone on the property, and they decided to use that part of the land to grow Chardonnay as kind of an experiment years back, and the experiment worked. So you've got really, really good, crisp, more or less unoaked Chardonnay here. There might be a barrel or two worked in here, but it's very clean and fresh. Let's see. Then we do some Riesling. This is Sibylle Kunz. Sibylle Kunz is a pioneer in biodynamic and natural winemaking in the Mosel Valley in Germany. She's also a kind of really well known for making very pungently dry and high acid Rieslings. So if you like, if you're a fan of Riesling in general, or if you are still a little bit unsure of where Riesling stands on the dryness to sweetness scale, this is a really good example of just bone dry, piercing high acid Riesling. Really great food wine. Then Fossil and Fawn. This is one of the real outliers here in our monthly tasting. This is a Pinot Gris, right, which we all know is a white grape that makes a white wine. But as you can see, we're looking at something a bit different here. So Pinot Gris, Gris is French for gray, right? It's a grape that has a lot of pigment to it, and it's usually fermented completely without the skins, so you get a pale white wine, which we know as in French Pinot Gris from Alsace, even Pinot Grigio from Italy. But the grapes have a lot of pigment, and if you macerate them on the skins for a short time, they come out looking a little bit like this. This is a fairly extreme example, so you can see it's really dark in color. This is drinking almost more like a light-bodied aromatic red wine than a white wine, and I would encourage you to treat it as such and serve it not too cold. Just 20 minutes in the fridge would do the trick. This is a kind of a fun discovery for a lot of you. Then we've got a couple Italians here. A pair of wines from Noelia Ricci, a red and a white. These are wines from Emilia-Romagna, right? So we are just north of Tuscany here, and we're right on the Adriatic Sea. These are from the Romagna side of Emilia-Romagna. So if you're familiar with places like Ravenna and Forlì, that's right where we are, right on the coast. So the white wine is a blend of Trebbiano and Pagadabit. So local grapes here. It's very light. It's bone dry. It's macerated on the skins just for a few hours, so it gives you a little bit of a textural impression. It's a really, really lovely white, kind of fresh, aromatic, snappy sort of white wine. And the red is Sangiovese, which is sort of the main event in this neck of the woods. Sangiovese is the major central Italian red grape. You find it all over Tuscany and Umbria and Romagna here. This is where Sangiovese is at its lightest and freshest. This is a red wine. Again, you could serve slightly chilled. It's a little more aromatic, a little less tannic, a little less alcohol than you'd find in Tuscany. It's a really versatile food wine. And then we've got a couple reds that have just a little more meat on their bones for you. The Tembo Pinot Noir. This is a really fruit-forward, kind of juicy, aromatic California Pinot. It comes from Mendocino, so Clarksburg to be exact, so a cooler climate California Pinot. And then we've got the Matti Barbera. This is from a family called Scaliola. They are Barbera specialists in Piedmont. The Matti is a really classic Barbera, by which I mean it's full of fruit, it's pretty dark in color, it's high acid, low tannin, no oak here, so it's really kind of juicy, round texture, really easy drinking. And then, if you are looking for something on the fuller, richer side of the spectrum, I've got a pair of reds here. One from Priorat, so we are just south of Barcelona. This is the Costers de Priorat, so this is a classic example of Carignan grown on the slate that comes from these really high altitude vineyards just south of Barcelona. And then the Vista Lago here. This is from Lake Colbún in Chile, so we're taking a big detour here. Lake Colbún is kind of near the border of Chile and Argentina, so it's in the foothills of the Andes. This is a wine region with one producer working there, and it's this fellow right here, Rafael Tirado. This has got Cabernet and Syrah and Merlot in it, and it's pretty full and rich and a little bit of oak here, so this is a nice kind of stylish, lavish sort of red wine. And lastly, we've got the bonus round tomorrow. I'm not sure when you'll be watching this, but tomorrow for me is the first day of autumn, which is open season for Barolo. So it's officially Barolo season. This is Ettore Germano. This is real deal traditional Barolo coming from a great, great producer in Serralunga d'Alba. So this is the Nebbiolo grape in all its glory. You can drink this now if you give it a good hour or so in a decanter and cook something nice and rich and fun with it. Really autumnal flavors here in a bottle. And a particularly good value, I think, for real handmade Barolo. So check it out this month at the Spirito Gourmet. Any questions? Reach out to John. Thank you.